Hey guys, just finished watching Krypton, Season 1, Episode 6, Civil War. Wow, what an episode. So this episode was pretty cool. It starts off with, we get Lita Zod, and Lita Zod can't believe that General Zod is her son, and the whole future thing and stuff, and she does question whether or not he's the fact that seg-el is not his father and he didn't reference her, but she doesn't straight up ask who is his father type thing, which would be something interesting to play with, to see who is his father and all that. And then we get Strange finds out. We know that Strange shows up, and he finds out that he knows General Zod, and he's Superman's greatest enemy and wants to kill him, but they're not sure as to who to go after. Rao ends up telling Ona that hope can be an illusion, which is quite interesting with that whole, since he's been infected with Brainiac, he's kind of changing and stuff, so that was cool there. And there's this whole subplot with it. He tried to kill the Rao and stuff, and that goes pretty cool. General Zod tells them a Brainiac is not the future, taking Kandor. That Brainiac is is not from the future, and that he just exists and stuff, and he's always been set in time, and he takes Kandor and ends up causing the world to explode in 200 years. So that's really cool, playing with that, and the whole reveal to seg-el and Lita Zod, that their planet's eventually gonna go, and that Adam Strange knew all about this the whole time. So that was really cool, playing with that civil war between there, and dealing with that is quite interesting playing. Although I get the idea why they titled this Civil War, but really it doesn't, like at the end of this episode, going in next week's episode, there is not much of a Civil War. I mean, there's kind of a bit of a little bits, but not really a full-on Civil War like in the movie, or a full-on separation and two sides fighting each other, because at the end of the day, everyone's going to be fighting Brainiac. So Seg and Lita Zod don't know who to trust. They end up, Strange suggests that maybe they need to let Brainiac take Kandor to let the timeline solidify, so that Superman can be created, because without Superman, Superman never leaves Krypton, and there's so many people that die so many times that he's saved the universe from people like Darkseid, all kinds of different characters. I think it would be cool to see, at what point does he know Superman, as they do end up later on, to see where things go with stuff. I mean, we get seg-el and Lita Zod end up going with General Zod's plan. The plan is to kill Rao ends up backfiring, since there's too many people in the room. Seg-el and General Zod end up opening up Doomsday, and I think that's really cool, especially when we get Adam Strange shows up and he finds out, oh, this is Doomsday, and he's heard of Doomsday, which is interesting with that, because he's heard of Doomsday. Has Doomsday killed Superman? Because if I'm not mistaken, in the comics, Doomsday showed up, Superman defeated him, buried him in the ground, and then Doomsday comes back out of the ground and ends up killing Superman. So I think if it's in between that time, Superman hasn't been killed yet, or quote-unquote killed yet, because he doesn't really actually die. He ends up kind of just going into what humans would call dead, as far as a human would be able to tell, dead, but with Krypton technology, he was just kind of, in a coma type thing. So I think that could be an interesting idea to play with that, if the idea that Superman stopping Doomsday's already been on Earth, and he's already played with that, and it could be quite a cool idea, is to see how many times he stopped this, he's affect that, and how it would affect different stuff, and playing with the idea that Adam Strange wants Superman to go to eventually wants Superman to be to create it and stuff, and without that you'll just have Kal-El. You won't have Clark Kent, you won't have Superman, you won't have any of that. So I think that's going to be cool to see as to where things are going. I think it would be cool. And we get teases a bit here, but we don't get too much detail as to who sent Adam Strange. Is he just here on his own volition? Is it own idea to be here? Is it his own decision? Was he sent here by Superman, by Clark? Was he sent here by Batman? Was he sent here by the entire Justice League coming together and saying, "Oh, Adam Strange, you're the one we choose to send you back in time to go do this"? That would be quite an interesting idea to see that. I think it could be quite cool. Could it be the Justice League without Superman, everyone's left, and who are they? That would be a cool idea. Just in a passing, comment, would be an interesting idea to get, to see who is the one to go back in time, because I think it would be interesting to see that, to see who would go back in time, because I feel like an important mission like this, it seems like almost something that why not send Batman back, but we know why Adam Strange, and I think that would be an interesting idea to see that, and I think it'd be quite cool to see bits and pieces of that. Maybe, you know, at the end of this season or something. Who knows if Adam Strange ends up going back to his time, or if this was a one-way trip. We still don't know yet. So they do talk about how there is a possibility. He thinks there's a possibility, but maybe it may have been a one-way trip. We'll have to wait and see with that, especially for General Zod too. So then at the end we see Raul goes full Brainiac, and that's really cool with that. It was really going to be cool with that. So like I said, for that storyline, whole trying to kill Raul and stuff like that, it is a civil war, since they're creating a mutiny and all that stuff. But at the same time, now that they all know he's infected, it's just going to be everyone against Brainiac, and I think that's really going to be cool to see where things go with that, and how things kind of continue on from here. I think it's going to be quite fun to see how things go, because all in all, it looks pretty cool. And the trailer for next week's episode looks like it's all full-on Rao going full Brainiac and attacking and starting to control everyone. I think it's going to be cool to see him with his army slowly taking over Krypton, and that'll be funny. It'll be quite fun to see that. If I'm not mistaken, I did hear some rumors or stuff from some of this behind-the-scenes videos from some of the people involved with the show, that there were some mentions of Hawk people and stuff, Thanagarians and stuff. Maybe they could be in here. Maybe the Thanagarian Snare Beast could be in here. Could be quite fun and to see different things. So I think all in all, the direction they're going in here could be quite fun, and definitely can't wait to see where things are going to go. But like I said, I'd like to get a little bit more tidbits from Adam Strange, just in him passing. All they have to do is have him say it. They don't need to show us anything, but I'd like to see, who sent him from the future. From the future, did Superman send him himself? Did the Justice League, all together send him himself? Did the Justice League without Superman send him himself? Did Batman send him himself? Is it his own decision? Who sent him? I think that could be quite an interesting idea, or and to see where he's from. Or is this an Adam Strange from the 31st century where Superman's still alive in the 31st century because he's kind of immortal, and Brainiac 5 maybe ended up sending him. That could be an interesting idea, playing with that. Get a better look at a better version of Brainiac 5 than the one we got on Supergirl. Now, I doubt we could get a reference to Brainiac 5 sent me, and those from the Legion of Superheroes. That could be an interesting idea, but I doubt we're going to get that, since they're playing with that on Supergirl, and I don't think we're ever going to get a Brainiac 5 on here because they're using one on Supergirl. But they could still have the fact that, oh yeah, this Legion of Superheroes sent me, and Brainiac 5 sent me, type of thing. Just a mention of that without ever seeing him. I think that could be a possibility too. So I think it would be cool to see where he's from, which timeline. I'm pretty sure it doesn't sound like he's from the 31st century in the Legion of Superheroes, because he's heard of Doomsday, but yet he doesn't mention that Doomsday ends up killing, quote unquote, killing Superman. So I think that could be an indicator as to, he's not if he was from the 31st century, he would probably have known that Superman fought Doomsday once, defeated him, fought him a second time, didn't defeat him, defeated him and kind of almost died in the process. So since he doesn't know about that, or he doesn't mention it, could be keeping it to himself. It seems like he's probably not from the 31st century. So all in all, I think it's going to be cool to see where things go with this for the rest of this season, how they're going to play with Adam Strange. Is he going to go back to his time? And I think it would be cool to see him, if Adam Strange goes back to his time, and then having someone else, another time travel from a different time, doing it. If Adam Strange is not from the 31st century, he's from, maybe 2018, just like us, and he's sent by Superman or by Batman or by different people. I think it would be cool to see that. I could see Batman being the right person to, predicting this and seeing this and sending him back in time. Could be quite cool to deal with that. So I think it's going to be cool to see that, and maybe if he does end up going back at the end of the season to his time, having another character show up for another problem for season 2 could be quite fun. But I'm not sure if we have been confirmed yet for season 2 just yet. I don't think so on IMDb. Nothing yet. Let's just Google this. Krypton season 2. Doesn't look like it's been confirmed. To stay tuned. So nothing yet for season 2. So we'll probably have to wait for the full season. It's only 10 episodes, so we'll probably finish that before they give us a confirmation for season 2. But I think the idea of having that could be an interesting idea, and having maybe season 2 starts off with Booster Gold showing up, saying, "Hey, you gotta stop this from time," and different people from time could be quite cool. And like I said, seeing different characters like some Green Lanterns and stuff. Different color Green Lanterns would be quite cool to seeing around here. So all in all, I can't wait to see where things are going with this and how they're going to play with this. How is Doctor Strange going to deal with the idea of, they convincing seg-el that, yeah, your planet's going to destroy, going to blow up in 200 years. Oh, well, it'll be your lifetime. You'll live the full life. Your kids probably won't live a full life. He'll probably, die at the age of, whatever, probably die at the age of 40 or 30 type thing. So he's not going to live a full life, but your grandson will be fine. So everything else is going to be destroyed. So I think that's going to be an interesting idea to play with and just see how things go from here. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. Season 1, Episode 6, Civil War of Krypton. And I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be my Avengers Infinity War review. So I'll see you then. Peace out.
Kal-El, my future grandson. This is the story of the House of El. The story of your family isn't how we died, but how we lived.